Good morning. So I just went for a run. I've got super tight hips, and I'm excited you're going to join me on this tight hip journey. We get tight hips from sitting, running, walking. So these are about 4 or 5 of my favorite moves that you can do whatever level you are with yoga. So we're going to stretch our arms out, feet together, knees wide, and sit back in a wide-legged child's pose. So I'd like you to put your forehead on the floor and let your hips sink back. If this isn't really available to you, put a pillow right underneath your bum. And so we're gonna lean back, melt the forehead down into the earth, and take 3 breaths. Now we're gonna come up, tuck your 10 toes under, and if you're beginning, I want you just to do another child's pose. The rest of us, we're gonna go into an easy down dog. Pedal the feet out a little bit, stretch your hands wide, let your head look back towards your feet, let your chest and heart drop, and bend your knees as much as you need to. 3 deep breaths here. Back of the neck is getting longer. Shoulder blades reaching back towards your hips, hips towards the sky. Now we're going to come onto our knees. We're going to look at our right hand, and then you're going to step your right foot up to your right hand for lizard pose. Both of your hands are going to be on the inside of your front foot. So a lot of us like to put blocks here. That's great. It can be a strain to touch the floor. So take your time getting down there. Some people like to come all the way down into their forearms, and some of us will like to flex the foot and roll to the side, and that's going to get more into your piriformis and your hip. So if you do this, make sure your foot is really flexed to protect the ankle and the knee joint, and make sure it feels good. So a lot of this is just finding your own hip, your own tension in your hip, and just finding what's going to be best for you, whether it's flat-footed, opening out, forearms on the ground. So we're holding these for about 30 seconds, 5 long deep breaths. Breathing in through your nose, sending oxygen and blood to all the fascia that we're opening, and then exhaling out of your nose, the big HA sound. So these are good to do after a run. Before a run, you want to do more of your dynamic stretches, right? So to come out of it, just take your time, come back to your knees. I'm going to come up and take a big deep sun breath. Stretch, push the hips forward. Exhale, come down. Good. Tabletop. And then put your left foot where your left hand is. Work it back. You're also getting this back hip flexor stretched out nicely. So again, your hands are on the inside of the foot. Good. And then just kind of see where that hip is. You might need blocks again, or if you don't have blocks at home, an ottoman, a little table, that'll work great. Flex the foot, open up if you want. Some people like to also push. Be careful not to push on the knee. You want to push on that inner thigh. Some deep breaths here. So with that back leg, which it's hard to see in my frame, the foot is flat. You can push that foot down into the floor a little bit more, and that's gonna really get into that back hip flexor. But again, with all these stretches, we want to feel a sweet stretch. No pain, no pulling. So let's just snuggle in here and get a couple more deep breaths. So we've got down dog, we've got lizard, and now we're going to do a side lunge. So just turn your body, going through a wide-legged forward fold. We're going to lunge to one side. So if you're on the tight side, honor that. I want maybe your hands up on a chair. Some of you are going to want to go down. So we're getting this inner thigh area. Good. So you're only going to come down this low if it feels good. Okay, I'd love to see people up here. Good. Another way you can do this is put your foot, the extended leg, the leg that you're stretching, put it up on a chair and stay up higher. Okay, so we just want to breathe in and out here a couple times. Gently come up, walk it over to the other side. I'm going to show you the high variation right here. Be careful not to lock the straight leg. Use a prop, hang on to it, or put your foot up on something. And we're only coming down if it feels good. Breathing in and breathing out. You can always lift your arm up if you'd like. Here in this side lunge. Good. Okay. Another favorite one for the hips is Warrior Two. So you're going to extend your right foot so it points the wall in front of you. Your left foot, let me get into the frame, is parallel. Your arms are extended out and they basically are in line with your feet. So feet and wrist line up. If you feel like you want to bounce a little bit, bounce. So we're stretching, we're opening up that front inner thigh. We're spiraling that back thigh down. Good. And if you're on the newer side, don't go this low. Don't worry about the arms. Big deep breaths as you pull back a little bit more with your left arm. And you've really anchored that left foot. Coming up, switch feet. So now your right foot goes straight ahead. Your left foot's going to face left. Good. And if you like to bounce, that kind of helps me ease into it a little bit. Check out your front knee. Make sure it's tracking over the second and third toes. Your heart is open in this Warrior Two pose. Good. Breathing in, reach the arms and stretch. Breathing out. And again, breathing in. Breathing out. Good. Turn both feet to face me. Hands on your hips. Push into your kidneys and push your hips forward. Good. And then exhale. Walk your hands down. Slight bend in the knees. Coming down. Hello. And let the head and neck hang. This is more hamstring. Squeeze the kneecaps up. So, tied backs, I would have my hands on my bed, on a table, bend the knees a little bit. If you can, as much as you can, let the back of the neck go, let it drop. Good. Last one. Turn to one side. We're going to do Anjanasana lunge. So you're going to drop that back knee, flatten out the back foot. Your front knee, I don't want it to go past the toes, but it can dive a little bit deeper. And then your arms go up. Great for the psoas muscle, but you can get really tight on us runners. Reach through the armpits. Good. Lift the chest. Nice. So, beginners, keep your hands down, okay? Maybe a couple blocks. You can also have your foot up on a chair. This is awesome to do. Just make sure the chair is stable. Put this front foot on a chair and your back toes would be tucked under. So let's give me another breath. Lift the ribs up. Big, deep inhale. Lift your chin up. Look up to the sky. My advanced people, inhale. Exhale, pull down. Good. Lift up. Walk it to the other side, however you want to get there. Back foot flat. Front knee diving down. The more you push into that back foot, the more you're going to get into that hip flexor. Dive down so you've got a little more of a diagonal line here. Lift the ribs. That's very optional. Lift the chest. 3 big deep breaths. Again, inhaling, stretch the heart up. Drop the hips down. One more time. Inhale. Push your back foot into the floor. Go ahead and let's gently release. Well done. Wow, thanks for joining me today for the tight hip workshop. I'll see you soon.